She agree with me. Can I get a hug?
No, don't do. Oh, whoa.
I know we're streaming and shit.
No, hey, bro. Don't disrespect.
Listen. Whoa. I know we streaming. You gotta chill.
We got you. I know we streaming.
She agree,
200.
this nigga.
Listen.
You guys want 200 gifted? Whoa! 200 gifted.
I am not a cuck. For anyone out there wondering, there is no cuckoldry going on here.
Why would he throw that out there?
It appears that the Larry Wheels wife cucking him situation has taken an absolute turn for the worse. We've only scraped the tip of the iceberg, but within the confines of today's video, we're gonna go down to the ocean depths, okay? Shout out to Coach Greg. He's done investigative work in order to expose or uncover DMs from Larry Wheels allegedly that completely changes the context of this situation. And it's gone from Larry Wheels is getting cucked by his wife to Larry Wheels likes to be cucked by his wife. Very different context there. People are saying that because of these texts, because of this exposure, he's completely ended his career and completely destroyed his public reputation. And he actually just got into a fight on stream with another Kick streamer. We got all of that in the video. So we're going to pull all of the clips, have a discussion about it, and we're going to get active. Shout out to Coach Greg again for the original source of content. Link to his channel down in the description box down below. But let's get after it. Without further ado.
Bro really thought that he was about to cuck me. Nice try. I am not a cuck. For anyone out there wondering, there is no cuckoldry going on here in this matter.
Why would he throw that out there? I am not a cuck. There is no cuckoldery going on here. When we have visual evidence that he is. I'm not a cuck. There's no cuckoldery going on. Also, Larry, you think your OF members know I'm a cuck? I can tell them. Most likely. One day, I want you to text me about this kind of stuff and talk to me like a cuckold. And so, Larry Wheels is actually a cuck. Now, I'm not suggesting maybe. I'm not saying I think. I'm saying that I know.
This is a brain rot special.
Cooking in the basement.
Coach Greg, in today's video, you're not going to believe it. Well, some of you are going to believe it, but most of you probably not. But I have proof. And so a number of you sent me a video of Larry Wheels and his wife going after my girlfriend, Mepsigreg. I wouldn't mind if she went and attacked Coach Greg. Hey, you're a manlet, a loser, washed up, old, short, a hobbit, snake oil salesman, a loser. No one would like you. Say whatever you want to Coach Greg. I don't care. But when you go and attack my girlfriend for no reason, who did nothing wrong at all, well, you're then making it personal. And so, since you want to get personal, I'm now going to talk about the things that I know and that I actually have proof. And so, Larry Wheels is actually a cuck. And I'm not suggesting maybe, I'm not saying I think, I'm saying that I know. And so Larry gets off on knowing, watching, enjoying the fact that his girlfriend, wife, partner, whatever you want to call it, is having sexy time with other men. And not only that, let's film it. Yeah, I love that angle. Yeah, get it in all 8 inches. A little bit deeper.
Oh.
Make sure that you finish.
Damn, shots fired.
Oh, and in case you're thinking I'm making this shit up, I got this from John Bravo. Now,
Okay, he's
I
another
only got part of it. There's a whole bunch more. I heard it.
It's incredible.
And so, John, release the Larry files. And so if you want to know in full details exactly what's going on, remember, I'm not even going to say what he's done. It's far too gross for this channel. Type in the comment section, John released the Larry files. Look at Larry's face right here. I mean, are you even kidding me right now?
Yeah, so for additional context here, because maybe my audience doesn't know, there's another YouTuber by the name of John Bravo, and he's known for exposing people, and generally they've been within like the fitness industry type folks. Or more accurately, it is influencers that have mostly a male audience that is portraying an image that is not accurate to who exactly that they are. But you guys are also beginning to see the danger as well as the potential upside of beef across the internet. For some content creators, it's a strategy, and for others, it is simply a reaction to being disrespected. Controversy sells at the end of the day, but what I realize is that when your business is at stake, right, your audience is at stake, which means that money is at stake, people will stop at nothing, including talking about individuals within your family, whether alive or dead, in order to make you feel something. Larry and his wife, in response to Coach Greg going in on their situation, apparently brought Greg's lady into it, and Greg's lady, I don't know before this if she was a private person. Coach Greg is now taking umbrage to that, and now they talking about exposing DMs. Let's go. Quick emergency meeting. I was recently searching for my name online and found way too much personal information, which brought me down this weird rabbit hole of how that could have happened, and found out that there's companies out there called data brokers that will sell your data to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. And it's a nasty, disgusting feeling knowing that there's bad actors out there selling my information, selling your information for profit. But that's why I'm recommending today's sponsor, Aura. Now, I use Aura to automatically remove my information from these sites and keep my information off. But they do other things as well, such as bank fraud and identity theft alerts, VPN access. But guys, utilize my link down in the description box down below for a 14-day trial. At least see if you've been compromised. Privacy is king in this day and age, and you should know if your information is out there. So again, utilize my link, aura.com/MTR, in the description box down below to try 2 weeks free. That's way more than enough time to see if your personal data has been exposed. Go now.
Ha 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 ha. WBAT. You think your OF members know I'm a cuck? Most likely, I can tell them. And so in case you're thinking this is AI or you don't believe it, I got this straight from John Bravo. Does John Bravo ever release anything that he does not have proof? And so he's talked with a number of these individuals, and he's sent them these files, these conversations, these pictures. And so it's all true. And I wish it wasn't. And so, Larry Wheels, one day I want you to text me about this kind of stuff and talk to me like a cuckold with the bowing down sign. And so, hey, Larry likes being a cuck. He enjoys it. He gets off on it. It's his thing. It's his fetish. And say, hey, whatever a grown man wants to do, a grown man wants to do. But I'm here to warn you that if you don't want to become a grown man who wants to do this, there's a few things you need to avoid. And so remember, I'm trying to make educational videos, and of course there's a lot of drama in this video, but there's educational content as well. Why do you think Larry wants to do this? Why do you think he enjoys this?
The same reason that Adam22 wants to do this, and the same reason that Adam22 enjoys this. It ain't got nothing to do with money, and it has more to do with marbles or screws loose within their head. And what's crazy about Larry Wheels' situation is, although he presents like, a very nice guy, he's been taking drugs for so long, right? Like, to have the want to be on anabolic steroids since you're like 15, 16 years old, to the point of it rendering you infertile when you're like 28, 29, 30 years old. I ain't trying to judge the brother, but there's something within him that's a little bit off. He's admitted previously to having a corn/e-girl addiction, one of which that was a $10,000 a day pay pig situation. When you're at that level of down bad, right? Like that level of extreme, to think that this is not something that he now likes. Let me tell you guys, one of the worst things that happens within corn is that you are getting off watching other people do it. The cousin of that, or the more extreme version of that, is watching it right in front of you. And then the more extreme version of that is watching someone that you love right in front of you. I mean, so this is just layers of having an addictive personality and pushing past your boundaries as he does when he's in the gym. And now here we are.
Well, Larry has abused performance-enhancing drugs, namely steroids, tren, and so on, for years, started as a teenager, and he admits this. Have you not heard of what tren can do to your brain? There are literally men
that too
who are straight who turn gay.
Oh.
There's men of the world out there,
that.
like Mike Israetel, Mr. Mike, and he mentions how it alters your brain. all you feel is rage. We've even had Derek, you know, from More Plates, More Dates, explain how trend can change your attraction. And so combine the use of performance-enhancing drugs, steroids, trend, you name it, along with self-gratification at an early age. Going through magazines, you know what's in those magazines. Or perhaps watching videos. Or cam girls. And imagine that rewiring your brain, the dopamine that you're getting from these events. And so you literally require this, you know, a greater stimulus in order to quite literally to get off. And so if you don't want to end up like this, hey, be careful. Don't use steroids. And so you think it's just the gyno, the balding, the pimples, the acne on your back, or perhaps the fact that it's going to take years off of your life, as if that wasn't bad enough. But it can also change your sexual desires. And so does anyone want that? And so normally, perhaps Larry Wheels enjoys tag teaming with his wife, girlfriend, and so on. Perhaps that's what he's enjoyed, but this time, he's gonna get tag teamed by Coach Greg and John Bravo, two of the most infamous characters on the internet that you don't want to f around with.
Listen, also too, Coach Greg must have hired a Gen Z editor, a Gen A or a Gen Z editor to edit this video. What in the TikTok is happening on the side, baby?
I'm not talking about actually having sexy time with us. I'm talking about messing with us, poking the bear, or saying things out of character.
It's Myron, he says, I see trouble in the rose. And that was like the second or third time he DM'd me and sent his message because I never replied.
Bro really thought that he was about to cuck me. Nice try.
Larry, stop it, baby.
I'm not a cuck. For anyone out there wondering, there is no cuckoldry going on here in this marriage.
And so now that we know this, now that we've heard that Larry Wheels is a cuck, does it not change everything that he's done in his past?
Completely.
For example, remember that time when Larry Wheels released his OF account?
Frankly, I'm disappointed. Like, I thought more people want to see my junk, but it turns out there's only 63 people.
And so it turns out Larry Wheels shocked as well as I am. Only 65 people were willing to pay the $20 to see Larry Wheels' junk. Did you know that?
I had no idea he opened up an OF. What's super odd about that is that he knows that the majority of his audience is men. So who did you think was gonna be, right? And it also makes me think that, you know, he's down for the gay for pay, right? Because who of your audience is gonna be purchasing your OF of you showing your junk online? Mixing a heavily gratifying high dopamine activity such as sexual activity, and especially with substance abuse on top of that, can rewire your brain to consider things as normal that you may have never considered normal before engaging in those activities. And in fact, I think that the extremes here is sort of the extremes that we see within Hollyweird. So much excess, so much money, so much degeneracy. Meanwhile, in order for you to make it up on top, you have to play within those spheres. Oh, but they're going to charge you the price of sticking a couple of fingers up your butt. But based off of where Larry is right now, I actually think he's too far gone, and he actually has begun to crash out on stream because of this.
No, don't do. Oh, whoa.
I know we're streaming and shit.
No, hey, bro, don't disrespect.
Respect nobody, bro. I just want to hug.
Whoa.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
They both messing with his wife.
I'm sorry.
Between the two of
Rampage apologized.
Don't disrespect the king like that. Nigga. He a king, nigga. He a king. You know why?
She a queen, though.
Listen. Whoa. I know we streaming. Got a show.
We got chill. I know we streaming, nigga.
She a queen, though.
And honey will lick her, nigga. I know we streaming, but honey is.
She a queen.
No. Chill out. She's married, nigga.
This
We doing the ass.
This nigga.
Hey, you ready for them 100 gifted? 200
This
gifted?
nigga.
Listen.
You ready for them 200 gifted? Whoa! Whoa! 200 gifted.
So good.
Hey, ding.
All night getting shit on.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that fucking moment.
Dog. The young man definitely had it coming to him that was wildly disrespectful. I'm surprised that he still has teeth left in his mouth after that one. Yo, he flew back. I don't know. I'm going to have to blank out at least the slap part. But he flew back like on Looney Tunes, baby.
I got my strap in the car. This nigga, bro. This nigga just slapped the shit out of me in front of the girls, nigga.
No, the girls didn't see it. He stopped being in front of his wife. These girls, they didn't see it. I'm being 100 with you. They didn't see it.
This nigga ain't bulletproof.
100%. But I'm going to tell you something. Hey, you my boy. Hey, you my boy. You my brother.
I'm not gonna slap on camera, nigga.
Hey, nigga, you on demon time right now, right? Demon time take our people to prison, and we lose our motherfucking freedom over some motherfucking bullshit. I'm gonna keep it one with you. I'm gonna keep it a being like you say. You was wrong, nigga. He not used to streaming like me and you. With me, on camera stream, you can do whatever the fuck you want. If it's funny, but he's new to streaming. You been calling a nigga a cuck. You been doing all that shit. You calling a nigga wife. I'm gonna tell you something. Even after that nigga smack you, you owe him an apology. I'm keeping it real.
Nigga, my jaw hurt.
But I know your jaw hurt, but guess what? But no, you know what? That shows how tough you are. That is a 300-pound smack you, and you took it like a motherfucking man. And when he smacked you, you said, nigga, you said, you on demon time.
Oh, he lucky he can even taste anymore. Still of the slap. Damn. Props to Rampage, by the way, even though he was definitely egging on the situation. Apparently, he's learned a little bit more from the situation with his son, all right? Rajai Jackson, who took the disrespect towards him a little bit too far. So, yeah. Props. By the way, it doesn't ever escape me that perhaps some of this is scripted in nature, right? Like, notice he didn't slap Rampage, but he just slapped the much smaller dude. Like, Larry Wheels trying to pay this dude to take a slap in order to grant some of his balls back from this whole new cuckold situation. It's not outside the realm of possibility.
Larry had an OF account and took it down after 1, perhaps 2 days. It was only under 100 members, but is it possible that this was what he was after? Or do you remember how Larry spoke about spending 5 figures a day, over $10,000 a day on cam girls? And I was thinking, how can it possibly cost $10,000 a day to talk to a girl on the phone? Well, if these are the fantasies that you possess, if this is what you want your women to do, it can in fact get very expensive, especially in Dubai. And so imagine spending $100,000 or more each and every month, several $100,000.
Wow.
So much so that Larry Wheels had basically no money.
Fast forward to the last, I want to say 8 months, every single month, I have been spending any and every last bit of extra money that I have come in monthly on campsites.
And so we've seen the video where he took $50,000 from his friend in order to put a down payment on his house. And to this day, I don't believe he's gotten his money back. How is it possible that Larry, with millions of followers, should have millions of dollars, would need to take $50,000 from a friend to put as a down payment on a house? Like, does that make sense? And so as I was watching his videos, piecing things together, I'm thinking, how can Larry Wheels possibly state that he trusts his woman, that he didn't require to sign a prenup? After all, he trusts her. Well, A, he likes being treated like a cuck. He wants to be controlled. He wants women to dominate him, to control him. There are men out there, I do believe that girls, they call them cows. They have tons of money and they want women to spend it all, to belittle them, to put them down. Hey, the women who are on OF and they get guys who are spending, I'm talking about $1 million or more. It's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. But these guys, they have something wrong with them to want to give them this much money. But yet they exist. And you're thinking there's no way this is true. It is true. There are women out there getting this kind of money from men, and they're not even hot. They're nothing special about them. But these men allow them to use them. And so now that we know all this, is it not changing the story just a little bit? I started thinking this when I saw a female's post on Instagram, and she mentioned that previously she had been with a man who wanted her to bang other dudes. She was hesitant, she was reluctant to this, she didn't want it to happen. And I'm thinking, that's Larry Wheels X. And so I was going to add this to the video, but I went to find it, and so I saw that it was deleted. And so perhaps she had some regrets, some remorse, but there is proof after all. And so those of you who had already saw that, you know this to be true. What? If one of Larry's exes says this, why would she say that? Do you think she's making this shit up? And even if she didn't, there's lots of other girls who have said the exact same thing. It's not a one-off. It's not somebody trying to bribe him to try to extort money from him. And so when you watch Larry speak now, we're gonna watch right now. Larry literally saying, I'm not a cuck. And so watch this video together and we'll see. Does Larry not look like he's a cuck in this video? Does he not look like he actually wants his wife to bang Rampage Jackson? And so remember, you can see, she's playing with her hair, she's adjusting the girls, she's looking at Rampage seductively. We're thinking, what is going on?
Okay, by the way, I have my own cuck story. If you guys wait to the end of this video, I'll tell it then. It's gonna take a little bit too long than to do it right now. But I do wonder, if Coach Greg don't have the video, I bet you John Bravo has the video, and he's gonna be talking about it when he eventually does a video about this entire situation. We're gonna have to just keep watching. Now, at the same time, we go over an incredible amount of times on this channel about false allegations. So we'll see how it turns out.
If my woman were to look at a man in that way, I'm thinking, yeah, it's clearly over. But what if he wanted her to do this? Have you ever thought of that? What if he wants her to seduce him? She wants his manliness inside of her everywhere, all over, and perhaps he'll play with it a little bit later. Gargle it one last time before going down the hatch.
Hey, yo!
You know what I'm saying. And what about this scene?
Let's try it out, man. No.
Yeah, I called this out too. This was...
You got blue belt? No. Let me see. Tap before the shit. Hell no. Hey, I don't want to roll with your wife, man. Bro, your wife hot as fuck.
Larry saying, I want you to wrestle with my wife. She's all dressed in spandex and tights. Remember Larry Wheel's supermodel wife? Seeing it all the time, supermodel wife. And so Rampage is thinking, bro, I'm not doing this with your wife. Like, really? And so he's trying to pressure him and her, I would say, into having sexy time. Hey, I'm gonna get them all sweaty, rubbing all over each other's bodies, and perhaps later they'll get together, she'll get out her phone, film it, and then I can get off and do what I do best. Pleasure myself all on my own while watching my woman be with another man.
I know that's like clip farming, whatever, that like I'm feeling him touching my hair, whatever.
Are you?
Huh?
Are you?
I mean, he's fine, but no, he's not my type.
Larry is disappointed. He wants her to say, yeah, he's better looking than you, Larry.
I want his blackness inside of me more than you.
I want to be taken to the dark side, darker than last time. And so he wants to be humiliated. He wants her to want him. But it's awkward. Not many women meet men such as this, and so it's not very comfortable. It takes time for her to think, you know what? He wants me to bang other dudes, but Larry doesn't want to bang other girls. He doesn't want other girls. He wants his girl to want other men. And in case you're wondering, it's not a one-off. I've had this happen twice in my life. I was coaching a guy, it was about 20 years ago, I'm not making this shit up, and he wanted to pay me $500 to bang his wife. I said, there's no way I'm doing this. There's no way I'm going to bang your wife and have you watch. I was thinking, this was my first introduction to this. Remember, I'm old. This is not something normal that I would just have seen. And so I'm thinking, is this a joke? I didn't get it. I told my friends later, I'm like, this guy wanted me. And they're like, oh yeah, that's a thing. Some men like that. I'm like, really? There's no way. And so that was my first experience with this. Another time I met a woman, remember this is years ago, 20 plus years ago. And she got off on me telling her about other women I was sleeping with. She wanted me to bang other women and to tell her, explain it. Do you have any videos? Do you have photos? I want to know. And I'm thinking,
all right, if we telling stories,
is this a test? Is she testing me to see what I will say or how I'll react? And how is it possible that a girl would want to know and hear about you banging other women? Would she not just jealous? Why is it that it turns her on? Not just want to hear about it, it turns her on. You have to. Essentially, could you please have sex with another woman and explain it to me in details, or at least film it so that I can get off? It's a thing. It's real. I'm not making this shit up.
Yeah. So here's how I think that it happens. Is more of a nurture thing. I don't think that this is a nature thing. You're not born with it. I think it's the more that you watch content online of others doing, the more that it's normalized for you. And then you just want to keep on hitting the next dopamine hit, the next. So you try riskier things. It's like watching it is the gateway drug. All right. And then you keep on consuming it. Right. Like, and then you just. So anyway, I'll talk about my story real quick. This had to be like 15, 16 years ago or something like that. This is the stage of my life, post undergrad. All right. I was living in the Philadelphia area. All right. I was working at my main place of business. Me and my homies, we always used to go out Friday, Saturday nights down in Philly somewhere. All right. Center City. All right. All over Philly. Okay. We were in a spot in Center City. Wasn't really having a particularly fun time, but we were sipping on a little something. I remember walking up to the bar. The bartender was over there, and I was trying to get the bartender's attention. And then there was a young lady in front of me that looked at me. And then she saw me getting the bartender's attention, and then, you know, she was trying to help me get the bartender's attention. I told her thank you, and then that kind of went into a conversation. You know, we just sitting there kicking it, talking, going back and forth, and then she just starts dancing on me. And then I noticed, like, a little bit off, there's a guy that's staring at her, and I'm sitting here looking at it, like, I'm just like, whatever, I'm just ignoring it, right? And I'm just getting my boogie on, right? I'm just enjoying myself, okay? Long story short, he eventually comes into like the sphere of where we are, and I'm dancing, and then he goes in my ear and he whispers, "I think my wife likes you." I said, excuse me, homie. Long story short, all right, within the next 20 minutes of interacting with them, the wife, I could tell, obviously liked me, and the husband just so happened to mention that he had a hotel down the street. And hey, if you want my wife, you can have my wife. I'm like 25, 26 years old at the time. No, I think I was a little bit younger than that, actually. I was probably like 23, 24, something like that. Nevertheless, I politely declined, right? I wasn't going. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, they're going to take me back to the crib and they're going to turn me into a rug or like blinds or something like that, right? They're going, right. But I didn't want to be involved in any of that, okay? This is the first time where it dawned on me that like, oh, dude, is this a real thing? Do people actually engage in this type of behavior? It was completely new, completely foreign to me. And to completely end off of the story, right, we end up leaving the establishment probably like less than an hour later. And upon leaving, I saw the husband, the wife, and this other random dude walking with them down one of those streets. I think it was Broad Street or something like that. So just as Coach Greg is saying, yeah, this is actually a thing. Let's finish up.
Yeah, I noticed that. She didn't say no.
No, I just said, yeah, he's okay, but no, like, he's not my type.
And so Larry, absolutely distraught, he wants her to want him more than Larry himself. Larry is essentially like a girl. He wants her to desire other men who are high status, high value men. And so he really would want her to be with Rampage. He's got millions of dollars. Perhaps he's a UFC champion. He's got all of the accolades. And so he's the type of man that women want. And so that is who Larry would want her to want, because he's essentially living vicariously through her. And so I don't know if this makes a person gay. Like, if you want your partner to be with another man and you want to watch that man be with your partner, and so are you essentially imagining being the wife and you're receiving things from this man? Are you putting yourself in her shoes or in his shoes? Because if you were going to put yourself in his shoes, well, you already could. And so how does it benefit you to imagine yourself as him? Like, I don't get that. But if he's to imagine her, because after all, he's not a female, he doesn't have those parts, and so he can't be with a man in that fashion. And so does Larry secretly want to be a girl? Is it possible? Hey, it's 2026, you can do whatever you want. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. And remember, the early access to performance-enhancing drugs, testosterone trend, and so on, as well as the magazines, the videos, the cam girls, all at an early age, could that not rewire the brain? Yeah. And so I'm not even saying that it's his fault. He's been exposed to all these things at such an early age, and it's rewired his brain quite literally.
I am not a cuck. For anyone out there wondering, there is no cuckoldry going on here in this marriage.
Why would he throw that out there? I am not a cuck. There is no cuckoldery going on here. When we have visual evidence that he is.
Okay.
I'm not a cuck. There's no cuckoldery going on. Also, Larry, you think your OF members know I'm a cuck? I can tell them. Most likely. One day, I want you to text me about this kind of stuff and talk to me like a cuckold. Larry's
All right, let's end off the content right here. You know, the thing is Coach Greg is trying to rationalize or understand what effectively is a kink. And I don't know if it's possible to rationalize or try to understand the way that the human brain tries to heighten a dopamine response, right? Like a gratification response. But I think what needs to be teased out is the danger of sensory overload, right? And you effectively normalize or you dampen your sensors. It's kind of like, I remember back when I was a kid, there was a show on MTV called, what was it called? Like Snapped or Hurt. It was a show about like skaters and stuff, like breaking bones and shoulders, elbows, right? Like, y'all know the name of it. I can't remember the name of the show right now, but that's for good reason. It's because I couldn't watch the show, right? Like, I couldn't watch the act of something breaking. And the thing is that, you know, this is like 20 or something years ago. But nowadays, and this is due to violence within TV shows, shit, go watch one episode of The Boys, all right? Up on Amazon Prime, if you want to see violence or something like that. And the thing is that the more that I have inadvertently, whether it be through scrolling up on Twitter or something like that, or advertently, right? I watched a show that I know that was violent, right? I have dampened my senses. So like now, if I see bones breaking or something like that, right? Like it doesn't bother me like one bit. I can watch videos like that on the internet all day. And that's because like I've like my brain has like normalized that activity. Now there's a portion of me that's like, well, that's for great purpose, because as a man, as a protector, if something violent happens out into the real world, like I'm not gonna flip because I've seen it. Meanwhile, you know, if your girl is the type that she don't like the blood, the guts, that's cool. All right, let them, you know, scream and shit like that when things happen. Because my senses is down, I'm going to get active and try to help in any way that I can and not activate this flight or flight response because I've seen this thing happening. But to me, it's of purpose, okay? When it comes to like this sexual gratification stuff, or like, that's why I say that corn stuff is no good for you, right? Like, honestly, there's going to be a lot of people making fun of Larry because this is, you know, allegedly something that's a part of what he does. Meanwhile, within the privacy of your own home, you have normalized watching a male eggplant Super Saiyan dig out beautiful women, right? And that is a digital form of what Larry is currently experiencing. If anything, if you gotta watch something, record yourself in the act and just replay that stuff over and over and over again. I think it's far less detrimental to what is happening behind scenes. But from a psychological perspective, I think that is beyond interesting that you have a man that is as disciplined as what he is in the gym, right? Like he can deadlift like a metric ton, right? And he's been creating content consistently over this time, and he's built up this following and the status and this audiences. But then when it comes to certain impulses, he cannot control. And now it is completely out of bounds. Strength without discipline or consistency within that discipline is simply cosmetic. You can have all the muscles within the world, but if you're not actively working on training on this thing right here, does it really even matter? All right, guys, you have to do everything in your power to guard your mind harder than any other muscle within your body. Maybe your heart is like second to that. All right, there's too many of y'all going out with cardiovascular diseases, but nevertheless, you understand the point. All right, control your lust, control your ego, control your appetite for odd gratification activities. All right, or they will control you. All right, questions, comments, concerns, leave them down in the comment box down below. I appreciate you guys for continuing to come back and rock with me. I love you guys. Inevitably, at the end of the day, we utilize this content to continue to teach you guys way more lessons so you can have positive impact into your life for you and others around you as you live your life going into the future. And I hope that this content today has done that as well. All right, until next time. Peace.
So without further ado, MTR. Cut through the BS like we in charge. No cap with the rappers like steel bars. I'm packing and rapping like here we are. Here we are. Mediocre tutorial reviews. Like, comment, and share my views. Come up and I paid my dues. Big step in my black way shoes. MTR. He break it down, yeah, it's MTR. Check out the sound with his MTR. No one put it down like it's MTR.